Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. NBC sounds the alarms over biggest lead Donald Trump has ever had in poll over Joe Biden. Yeah. Sounds the alarm. I like that. Ding, 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 ding. Incoming. Despite or perhaps even because of extreme actions his administration has done to stop it, Joe Biden is steadily losing ground to presidential challenger Donald Trump. On Sunday, NBC News broke down the latest poll showing former President Trump with the biggest lead he has ever had over President Joe Biden, according to election analyst Steve Kornacki. Now, look at the last year and a half. Look at the polls. Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis, were fairly close with Trump in the lead. As soon as they start going after President Trump and all this legal crap and civil suits, trying to put him in jail or at least disqualify him from being president, his numbers started going up and DeSantis's went down. Duh. So what do? They do what Democrats always do. They double down, and then they double down, then they double down. How is it that somebody as incompetent as President Biden could possibly not be behind by 20, 25 points? It's a mystery to me. NBC's Kristen Welker, she's no piece of work, walked through the latest results of an NBC News survey conducted by Hart Research Associates Public Opinion Strategies. Well, let's check this out.
Political correspondent Steve Kornacki. Steve, these are some truly stunning numbers.
They really are, Kristen, and let's just start with the bottom line. When you ask folks, hey, if it's the general election and it's Trump versus Biden, in our poll, Donald Trump now leads Joe Biden by 5.
Now, how is that even possible? How is it only 5? Yes, Trump has his negatives. Yes, Trump has some personality quirks and flaws. I get it. There's some things that he says and does I don't like either. That's besides the point. Besides the point. Why isn't there a 20-point difference? I don't know. Let's listen on.
5 points. Compare that to the last time we polled back in November. Trump was ahead then, but it was only by 2 points. And it's even more significant when you look at it this way. Over time, we have been testing for 5 years now, going back to 2019, a Biden-Trump matchup. Remember, 2019, 2020, Joe Biden led. He led big in every single one of our polls. For the first time in November, Donald Trump polled ahead in our poll, and now at 5 points.
And you see there, just around when they were starting to bring charges and grand jury indictments against Trump, he rose. And Joe Biden's incompetency caused him to go down. It should be way higher. I don't get it.
This is the biggest lead NBC has ever had in 16 polls for Donald Trump over Joe Biden. And, of course, undergirding all of this is this question of
Yeah, there's the thing. 60% disapprove. 60%. And there's 97, so 3 are undecided. How is it possible that you have a disapproval rating of 60% and not be behind by 15, 20, 25 points? And how is it that 37% of the people polled, I don't know their methodology, but well, assuming it's accurate, how is it possible that over a third of the people approve? It's stunning to me. It's stunning that they disapprove at such high numbers in every category: economics, immigration, foreign affairs, you name it. But still, he's only 5 points ahead. Let's listen on.
Incumbent Joe Biden. We ask voters, what do you think of the job he's doing? And look at that, Kristen, 37% approve and now 60% disapprove.
And we should say that is the lowest approval rating since former President George W. Bush's second term.
Yeah, and it's put that in further context, too. Bush in his second.
Yeah, to put it in context, he's doing a lousy job. Oh, it's unbelievable to me. But it was only 2 points ahead. Now, it's interesting when you get nationwide polls. I'll give you an example. Every time that there's a midterm election or a presidential election and then Congress runs as well, they'll do a national poll. Are you voting for Dems or are you voting for Republicans for Congress? And the Dems will have a 1 or 2 point lead. And you say, well, John, that's pretty bad. No, the fact of the matter is it's funny. The Democrats can have a 5-point advantage in a nationwide poll, but still lose the majority. Because where they're polling from, the major cities and big urban areas, skew the numbers. So Trump being ahead by 5 in a nationwide poll means he's probably ahead by 7 or 8, maybe even 9. But even still, it should be 20. It's incredible to me. And you can see here the Biden numbers, 49, 46, 44, 42. I mean, they really started going down when he screwed up that Afghanistan withdrawal, and those poor 13 U.S. service members were killed. I'm surprised nobody got sued. I guess you can if you're a soldier for incompetency. And you'll see here he's got a plus or a minus percentage points of 3.1 for error. It's even more significant when we look at this way over time. It's creeping up, but it should be a lot bigger. But here's the thing. 37% approval and 60% disapprove. How is that even possible that it's only a 5-point lead? What's wrong with this picture? And you go through like I said, every topic from immigration to economics, you name it, Biden is way underwater. Way underwater. That's why they keep going after him. They're going to keep doubling down. A couple of court dates have been changed, so maybe until after the election. But once Super Tuesday comes around, I believe it's March 5th, where there's a whole slew of states, a ton of them. You'll have such a commanding lead, if not have enough delegates to win the nomination, then the Democrats are really screwed. And that's only a month from now. So we're going to have to see. Fewer than 3 in 10 approve of his handling of the Israeli-Hamas war. It's incredible to me. And that's because most of the progressive leftists are anti-Israel and pro-Hamas, if you can believe that one. It's altogether, these numbers explain why the polls show Trump leading Biden by 5 points among registered voters in a hypothetical general election matchup. That's 89%, so 11 must have been undecided. I'll bet you a lot of those are Trump voters. A Democrat's more likely to say I'll vote for Biden, even though he does a horrible job, than a MAGA Republican will say I vote for Trump because they don't want people to know, so they'll have to hear their BS. So I think that number is a little bit higher. It's the news interesting adds a nugget about the lack of political capital gained Biden due to the civil and criminal prosecutions of Donald Trump under the presidency. It's and then they're asked about the choice of the former president convicted, yet the margin is just 2 points in Biden's favor. That's a 7-point swing. I doubt if it's that high, but it's within the margin of error. The survey reveals a presidency in peril. Yeah, he shoots himself in the foot at every given opportunity. If you wanted to screw up, if you wanted to do a horrible job and went out of your way to do it, I don't think it could be any worse. Except for a major war, but we still got time. He's going to get us into a war to help him out in the election. It's going to happen. It's unbelievable. What is concerning is the erosion of Biden's standing against Trump. Now, why would a news person say what is most concerning? I thought they were supposed to be unbiased, remember? It's concerning. On every measure compared to 2020, Biden has declined. Most damning, the belief that Biden is more likely to be up to the job. The chief data of the Biden candidacy has evaporated. Mick Introff, the GOP pollster, said it's hard to imagine a more difficult set of numbers before a re-election. The NBC polls found Biden's overall approval rating had dropped to the lowest point of his presidency, with 37% of registered voters approving and 60% disapproving. It's the lowest of any president in the NBC News poll since George W. Bush's second term. It's I have no idea why it's even that close. Why it's even that close. Alarm bells. It's concerning. These guys suck so bad. You know, we always knew they were slanted. Even when I was a kid, I'm 67. I knew the news was left-leaning. But at least they made an effort not to be, at least on their newscast. These guys don't even hide it anymore. So we're going to have to see. Another month from now, President Trump will probably have the majority, if not enough, delegates to get the nomination. So what are the Democrats going to do? What are they going to do? Their Fannie Willis case, the prosecutor in Atlanta screwed up because she screwed around with somebody that was married and then used $400,000 worth of taxpayer money to give them so they could fly around the world and go on trips and get a whole bunch of other stuff as well. It's amazing to me. These people suck so bad, but yet they have the power and authority to bring a former president of the United States into court relentlessly. $83 million for slander. These people are nuts. Nuts. So NBC sounds the alarm. Oh, well. Oh, well. But the one thing, though, that Donald Trump succeeding does do for these guys, it brings up their ratings and earns them money in advertising and clicks. In fact, the mainstream media was flushing down the toilet in 2016 when Trump ran for president. He saved these networks. They gave him over $1 billion worth of coverage, and he won. It's incredible. They keep making the same mistake over and over and expecting a different result. That is, by definition, insanity. What do you think? Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.